First hand I see, globalization. Okay, go ahead, France.
The concept by which increase ease and increased communication, both through technology, allows the world to become one. Distance travel and communication are no longer as much of a problem. The interconnectedness of the world makes everything affect the whole world.
Even Daniel's looking at me like, wow, is that really the
No,
answer?
well.
Anybody else want to say anything?
Globalization is pretty much where all the nations are coming closer together and becoming more of a single nation, or not a single nation, but more of a single entity instead of a whole bunch of separate ones.
Single entity or maybe integrated. Go ahead, click it, Gene. Process by which nations and societies of the world are increasingly being merged into a single global society and economy with communication and transportation and all of these other things that you had said. I'll go ahead and give you 2 on that one just for the entertainment value. Touch the house, Gene. Okay, pick me a category. Go ahead, feminists.
Nuclear 3.
Nuclear for 3, Kellyanne says. List all you can. Go ahead, click it, Gene. You guys have it. What were Truman's options? Wow, this is an interesting choice.
Prior warning.
What's that?
He could have just done a prior warning.
Done a prior warning of what?
Invasion.
Invasion. -3.
Oh, the atomic bomb. God damn it.
What were Truman's warnings, group? Go ahead.
He could drop the bomb.
He could just drop the bomb.
No warning.
1, 2, 3.
With no warning.
With no warning. Okay, drop the bomb with no warning. Drop the bomb with a warning. Go ahead. He could have conceivably blockaded Japan. Go. He could have dropped it on something that was not even really a target, like a mountain. So he could have blockaded. He could have dropped it with a warning. He could have dropped it without a warning. He could have dropped it on something that really wouldn't have killed people. Anything else that you can think of?
Land invasion.
-3. No. That's really, those were the, go ahead. You sure?
I started them until...
We already said that.
Oh, we said it already?
If something's already been said,
No.
if something's already been said, it's -3.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, touch the house. Pick me a category.
Terrorism.
Oh, hang on. Go ahead and make it black, Gene.
It didn't go black.
Okay, go ahead. Pick me a category.
Terrorism.
Terrorism for?
1.
Terrorism for 1. The big spenders. Feed the hand. First hand I see. Go ahead.
Feed the Hand is helping people that that
5.
can't helping people that can't like help themselves, so that way they don't strike back at you.
Yeah. 4. 3. Anybody else? 2. 1. You like that answer, Gene? -1, Gene says. Go.
You didn't say that.
It's a cosmopolitan approach, and it's saying that if we go and we help these developing nations and we help them develop, obviously, then later on they'll be more willing. There's a chance that they'll attack us later, but there's a better chance that they'll become our ally because we did help them.
Yeah, you're right on this. I'll give you 2 back again on this. When you look at this, feed the hand, it basically is saying that you're feeding the hand that could bite you. And you're right, you are talking about helping people, but the trick on this, or the catch, is that you're helping the people that are most dangerous to you. So yeah, they could become your ally, or they could conceivably use the very help that you've given them to actually come back or strike back at you somehow. That's kind of the danger. Go ahead, click it, Gene. You have to provide assistance to people fight terrorism, even if they could possibly use the assistance against you. Touch the house. Pick me a category. Feminists, go.
Want to do articles?
Yeah. Articles for 4.
Articles for 4. Pictionary. Who's going to draw?
I can't draw.
Gene, could you hit the switch and push the up arrow button? Okay. That's what I need you to draw. Got it? 1 minute on the 6. Turn toward me. No. Turn this way toward me.
I'm not sure what you're saying.
Oh, wow. Okay, you've already got it. It is a candy. What's the significance of candy from the terrorism chapter?
The soldiers giving...
So
You fill them. Go ahead.
the
5. Anybody in the group? 4.
Well,
You have it next.
The terrorists use. Well, we use
Zoom in on
candy
him.
we use
4.
we use candy as coalition troops to get on the side of the locals, and the terrorists had used the candy.
We talked about what the terrorists did with candy. 5, 4,
No, we didn't.
3,
But
2.
by us doing that, we got the thing was that the kids got closer to the U.S. troops, and the terrorists didn't like that, so they ended up targeting the kids instead of the troops.
What do the locals think about all this?
It caused it caused the locals, like the parents, to try and keep the kids away from.
What they say they should have done with candy?
Giving it to the school.
Giving it to the school, putting it in the monthly food ration, this kind of a thing. Candy is actually significant. This was the article that was called Be Careful About Making Friends, basically, or the dangers of making friends in Iraq. And the idea was that the soldiers were giving out candy to help build goodwill with the kids. The kids looked up to the soldiers. The soldiers at some level needed the kids to remind them of being home, being human, this kind of a thing. They would give them the kids, and then the argument is that now terrorists, when they struck at the soldiers, because the kids were always around, were actually
And not
killing
only
the
that,
kids.
not-
Go ahead.
Not only that, they were actually kidnapping kids, or they were talking about kidnapping kids. I remember they were like trying to turn them into suicide bombers, and it would end up.
That's another article, -4. What was the criticism? What was the criticism of the United States in all of this? What was the argument that people were saying that the American troops were doing badly? Your group has this. The criticism was that the United States was actually trying to use the kids as shields, meaning, in fact, the terrorists would not attack if the kids were around, so the kids were supposed to be protecting the Americans by giving them the candy. Yes?
How is that a real criticism if we already read an article that Ron was talking about where the kids are used as suicide bombers?
Because that's a different article. We're just talking about the one article right now. Candy.
But
Yeah.
didn't they both happen in the same reality?
Do both of them involve candy?
No.
-4! Go ahead. If you'll lower the arrow and turn on the
I
lights.
wasn't even answering for my team. I was asking you a question.
Pick me a category. Gotta go.
Waiting for that. Click the home, dude.
Good job, Gene.
Articles for 5.
Articles for 5. American policy regarding terrorists. What is the American policy regarding terrorists?
Name one. Don't
First hand I see. Actually, I think it's you, Martin.
Don't negotiate with terrorists.
Go ahead, explain.
We're not supposed to negotiate with any terrorist or take or trade anything with the terrorists. Basically.
Yes. Go ahead, click it, Gene. U.S. does not negotiate with terrorists in hostage situations, things like this. At least that's the stated policy. Gene, touch the house and don't look so interested. Pick me a category, chauvinist.
Bottom right.
You don't have to click that out.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to touch the house. If I yell out, touch it, though, that sounds kind of weird.
You can just click on the back and it just.
Okay, however you want to do it, Gene.
Chapter 5 for 3 points.
Chapter 5 for 3, Martin says.
Oh, and you forgot our 5 points.
No, I didn't.
Oh no.
Yeah, you're tied now.
No.
Pictionary, who's going to
Trying
draw?
to get points.
Come on up, Christopher. What was this? Chapter 5 is War in Human Nature. That's what I want you to draw.
Yeah.
Got it?
I got it.
Okay. 1 minute, starting on the 1.
You gonna show me?
Could you turn on the light? Thank you.
Cat. Dog.
Yes.
Squirrel.
Cat dog.
What is that?
Well, no, you can guess. Oh my God.
Bat. Dog.
Dingo.
What the?
It's a chupacabra.
Just shorten them ears.
30 seconds.
Is that the squirrel?
The
Dingo
squirrel
like my
like
baby.
started.
Squirrel bomb. Bomb. Dog bomb. Dog bomb.
Dog bomb.
Dog terrorist.
These really aren't bad drawings.
What the?
15 seconds.
Are we
That's the way. You're gonna move
Yes.
over, I can't.
At the end of the minute, you can guess, but if you guess wrong, then it's minus
You
points.
said something about dog.
3, 5 seconds,
Dog death.
You're
Four.
You're totally in the wrong.
3,
Dog.
2,
Attack dog.
1. Any guess from the group? Oh, this is actually not a bad drawing. He drew a wolf.
Oh.
First hand I see.
Wait, why is it
Oh. First hand I see. What's the significance? I gotta get the question now first. What's the significance of gerbils and wolves? Go ahead.
Well, they were talking about human nature, whether or not violence.
Anybody in the group
whether,
can answer
whether or not
now.
violence is predisposition in human nature,
Yeah.
comparatively to wolves, whether or not they are like, I guess when they're
5,
when they're
4,
born and
3. Go ahead, France. Help him out.
Whether we're strong and vicious like the wolf, or nice and meek like the gerbil, or whether we're actually somewhere in between. Are we more like evil or well, no, forceful or
And
gentle?
The idea on this, and really what you said is got some merit. Is man more like the gerbil or is man more like the wolf? And you said that the wolf was fierce,
Yeah.
right? Okay, explain. What else about the wolf makes it the wolf?
Wolves hunt and kill with no regards towards feelings, or they're obligate
With
carnivores.
no regard towards feelings.
Yeah, they're obligate carnivores, so they have to kill to survive.
Okay, they have to kill to survive, but there's something really obvious that we talked about.
It's because of their tools. It's because what they have. The whole
Okay, what do you mean by tools?
The whole concept is that humans are gerbils because we don't really have tools. But then with technology, we become wolves in war
Okay, what are the
because they
tools
have-
of the wolf?
because they have teeth
Teeth
and claws.
and claws. Teeth, 1, 2, 3. Claws, 1, 2, 3. You can even get into things like powerful jaws and things like this. And it mentions in there wolves and bears and some of these other animals. The gerbil, you're right, doesn't have the same thing. I mean, a gerbil can bite you and it can hurt like hell and leave a little bruise. But in the big picture, you're not worried about the gerbil killing you. And the question you're actually posed is right. Is man more like the gerbil or more like the wolf? And the compromise on this would seem to suggest that with technology, man becomes more like the wolf. It's like man is a gerbil, but man wants to be a wolf. And the technology maybe does this. So yeah, I can go with that. Go ahead, turn off the light, Gene. What?
I've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, that's what it says, but we don't know that that's the case. Just keep filming until it turns off. Gene, pick me a category since you gave me the last correct answer. Yeah, film Gene. He likes it.
Terrorism.
Terrorism for 4, Gene. Pictionary. Looks like y'all get the chance to draw now. Terrorism for 4. Oh, man. Hit the light, Gene, if you would. Okay. That's what I need you to draw.
Just keep filming till it turns off.
Yeah, just keep filming till it turns off. Oh, it's 1 minute on the 3. Oh my.
Wait, do we get negative
Can you
points
put
for
this
each?
up?
Yeah.
Can you put this up, Gene?
No.
You can just keep guessing.
Oh, so is it like the? Wait, we can guess and not get points off.
Yeah.
Is it the dog with the bomb in it?
It is a dog, actually. Yeah, I'm surprised it took quite that long, although the pig snout really didn't help. The pig snout didn't help at all. What was the dog bomb?
You're asking about the dog bomb? It was a terrorist attempt to allow, like, bomb planes by having dogs go, like, be put on the plane. But then the issue was the dogs, bombs were implanted in the dogs by the terrorists, and they were about to be boarded onto the plane, except the dogs were dead. So
Yeah, the terrorists, 1, 2, 3, actually attempted to put bombs in dogs. The dogs died. That's the only reason that they were caught. It's actually a pretty good idea. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Gene, if you'll hit the light and lower the screen. First hand I see. Can you give me some other examples where animals were used? First hand I see. Go ahead, France.
They
France.
put explosives in Iraq, specifically in dead animals on the side of roads.
Okay, things that we've talked about. 5. Go ahead, your group's got it.
squirrels.
What about the squirrels?
They,
They tried to train squirrels to get into wherever they need them to go.
Where do they need them to go? 5,
To
4,
into bases.
3.
It was in more. It wasn't even in military bases. It was within like the, like normal life.
What place? 2.
I don't know what country.
1.
Middle East.
-3. Go ahead, guys. What is it?
They try to get them into government buildings to
What country?
Iran.
Iran. Yeah, it was. 1, 2, 3. So we've got the dog bombs. We've got the squirrels, the surveillance squirrels, alleged ones in Iran. Go ahead.
Dolphins.
What were they doing with the dolphins?
To find mines in the ocean.
Yeah, they were actually putting surveillance equipment on dolphins. They were swimming around, if you'll recall, in some of the ports to make sure that things were on the up and up. What was the benefit of using animals as opposed to using HANA for this kind of work?
Non-human casualties.
Non-human casualties is one, but there's something else that's really, really obvious.
You're not suspicious.
What do you mean? They're not suspicious, but there's something more to this. 5. Oh, it's so obvious. 4. We said it in class. 3, 2,
I think so.
1.
They can't trigger the bombs.
I really don't know the answer to that, but that's not the answer I'm looking for. The idea was that these animals are always going to be in their habitat. You don't have to give them time off. If the dolphin is swimming around, it's always actually out in the water. So it's not, I mean, you have to give Hana a break. You don't have to give the dolphin the break. Go ahead and pick me a category, guys. You're distantly in second place.
Articles for 1.
Articles for 1. List all you can. Click it, Gene. Universal jurisdiction. First, actually, you guys have it. What is universal jurisdiction? Shame on you, Brian. Shame on you, Brian. 5. Universal jurisdiction. 4. Yes, Martin.
You
So it was pretty much based on the idea that
What country is this?
Spain.
It is Spain. Go.
So Spain was trying to, especially Carlos Baltasar, the judge,
Yes.
wanted to bring other countries, to judge other countries, but in Spain, so they can give other voices to.
Judging other countries in Spain. Explain
Oh,
it to
yeah.
me a little bit better.
I'm sorry, powerful countries, and give more opportunity to these countries that do not have a voice.
Yeah. So what could these countries do?
They could sue larger countries for alleged atrocities.
Where?
In anywhere. What do you mean?
Anywhere? -1.
No.
Not anywhere. Where could universal jurisdiction? Where's this happening? These Spanish courts. Yes. The idea behind universal jurisdiction is that in fact anybody could go into Spanish courts and they could sue other people that had committed a grievance against them. Can the Spanish courts enforce anything? No, they really can't. So what's the benefit of this?
Just to know whether you won or whether you would have won or lost, I guess.
To know whether you would have won or lost.
To make it public, to make it known, to
Bring attention.
bring attention to the
You're bringing significant amounts of negative attention to some of these bigger countries. And who are the countries that are getting sued that maybe aren't used to this? Go ahead. Yeah, you guys have it.
The United States.
The United States is one. Keep going.
France and Great Britain.
Minus points. United States, China, Israel. What are the countries firsthand I see that are typically getting the voice?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
What are the countries that are typically getting the voice?
That are getting the voice?
Getting the voice by being able to sue.
Third world countries.
Really mentions the African countries because they're saying that there's a good bit of racism in this. Gene, click it. Go ahead. Pick me a category, guys. Where's the energy today? Yeah, what energy? Yeah. Pick me a category. Gotta go. Okay, category's been picked. Another category's been picked. Minus points for Gene. Gene, please touch the house. Okay, pick me a category, guys.
Chapter 5, 1 point.
Chapter 5 for 1.
You just clicked that one.
Go ahead, Gene. Click it. Click it, Gene. Death versus kill. What's the difference between death versus kill from the War in Human Nature chapter? Go ahead, Martin.
Gene, fuck it up, man.
Death is.
I'm going to have to replace Gene.
Death is.
Who wants to switch?
of natural causes, that,
You guys have control. You can stop him if he's giving you the wrong answer.
So, in the book, it talks about how soldiers actually fear killing more than death.
Yeah. 1, 2. Actually, the idea is that, what war was this? Do you remember? World War II. It was in World War II. What would soldiers do that would demonstrate that they feared killing more than death?
They would purposely miss.
They would purposely shoot and actually miss. Chapter is basically saying, and I'd ask you the question, what are you more scared of? Are you scared of dying or being killed, or are you scared of killing someone else in conflict? And there were a number of different answers, and several of you had even said, I can't really answer that because I haven't been in that circumstance. The military was basically saying people are more scared of killing than being killed. So in fact, they began to change around often some of the training to prepare people to eliminate that fear a little bit, or at least change the emphasis. It's worked. Let's be honest, it's worked. The other thing, though, is that this seems to suggest that war in human nature, if we were these barbaric killers, we would be more scared of dying as opposed to killing, but instead we're more scared of killing than in fact we are dying. Touch the house, Gene. Pick me a category, guys.
How long do you want me to go here? We're at like 21 minutes.
Okay, like I said,
Chapter 11.
stop it at 15.